Hello, thank you so much for coming back. This is Joanna, also known as Joanna the Medium. I am going to have this intro be very short because they're pretty boring when they're too long. So first and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you for making 2016 one of the best years for me as far as my spiritual work goes. If it wasn't for you, the YouTube channel, I wouldn't be where I am today. And it is, like I said, one of the most incredible years for me as far as my spiritual work. So thank you, each and every one of you. These are going to be readings, of course, general readings. If you would like a personal reading, that information is right down below. Thank you, each and every one of you who have purchased readings from me in 2016. I hope that you like them, and I look forward to speaking to you again in 2017. For those of you who wish to purchase a reading, thank you for considering me, because there are many, many wonderful readers or mediums out there. Many changes in 2017. It is a year of new beginnings, and from what I remember of the 12 signs, they're quite substantial for most, if not all of the signs, but they're good changes. These are changes that are going to be very good for most of you, if not all of you. Of course, if you would like to listen to your moon sign or rising sign because your sun sign does not resonate, I hear from you that it happens a lot and it's actually very helpful. Also, my readings tend to not make much sense at the beginning of each month, but they make a lot of sense towards the end of the month, and I have been hearing that from you for quite some time, so also consider that. And very quickly, I am doing 2017 6-month projection videos. They will be posted in the next 2 weeks. I will do a video on the links, or with the links to that. They will be available for purchase for a very small fee. So that's coming up very shortly. And I also have my own radio show starting in March. So if you would like me to discuss certain topics or interview certain individuals, by all means, send me an email, or I will probably be doing sometimes free readings live. That will be information will also be posted. Bottom line is, if you would like to see something or hear something, by all means send me that information and I will take it all into consideration, because I will be starting from scratch. Anyway, I think that's all I want to leave with you. It's already past 2 minutes. So I look forward to seeing you in February. Thank you so much again for watching. And if you wish to speak with me personally, that information is down below. And without further ado, here are your readings for January 2017. Bye. Hello and welcome back. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Pisces, January 2017. I hope you guys had a good beginning to a new year. I have 3 cards face down. I'll start off with channeled message first, and let's see what we have. Key to success. What's being said here is that the key to success lies very much in your mind. The product of your mind or your imagination is very much the key to the next stage or phase or circumstances in your life. Regarding relationships, some of you are hoping to start or have a new beginning with either an existing partner because you've split up, or a new beginning with someone who has just entered your life. And for those of you who just met someone, I'm seeing this as a very recent meeting, and I'm going to frame it in a time frame of December, mid to end of December. So for those of you who are looking to start a brand new relationship and you have met someone or you're with an existing one, be mindful of the thoughts and of the projections you put forth regarding this relationship. What is being said here is that you have a tendency to be locked or stuck in the past. past mistakes, past relationships, past ideals within relationships, anything that is connected to past, you're being asked to discard. Now, you're not being asked to discard lessons or wisdom that you gained through or from being in different relationships, but you are being asked to discard the baggage or the unnecessary emotional components that you are still carrying pertaining to relationships. What's being shown here is that whatever idea you have about relationships, particularly pertaining to what happened in the past, is still weighing heavily on your mind. This is shown to me as in the back of your mind, not in front of your mind. And to me, it signifies that it may not be something that you think about all the time or that is visible to you all the time, but it is something, let's call it a belief system, let's call it an idea that is sitting in the back of your mind, but is affecting your relationships and therefore the possibility of the relationship going forward. You're being asked to look at past mistakes with different glasses, meaning take off the glasses you have worn up until this point, and this is a metaphor, and put a different set of glasses that will allow you to see much more clearly. I'm asking him to give me a little bit more clarification on this. And what's being said is, take what belongs to you and discard the rest. And it's evident that for some of you who are ready to begin a new relationship, or a relationship that once was and you're coming back to it, particularly for those, it is very important to start fresh on a new footing. In other words, if you are entering or re-entering a relationship that you had with someone in the past and the relationship went sideways, it is extraordinarily important or extremely important that you start this relationship on a brand new footing. Do not bring your past dramas and your past mistakes into the brand new beginning of this relationship. It seems for some of you, you're getting back together with an ex or someone that you have dated before or been connected to before. There seems to be an opportunity for this relationship to blossom. That's the word that's being given to me. For some of you, the blossoming is actually turning into a long-term relationship that is signified by either marriage or babies or something that is substantial. And that does not mean, by the way, that you need to get married to have a baby, but you understand what's being said here. However, what's being brought to attention is that there is a tendency for you to go back and look at what happened before and therefore taint possibly the relationship going forward. So he's asking you to bring a clean slate or to clean your slate and start fresh and start new with every perspective or with every respect. Bring your wisdom forward, but don't bring the baggage forward. Very important. For those of you who have met somebody, and I'm hearing either around Christmas or let's just say in the month of December, and if it's earlier as well, that's fine too, but I'm being drawn particularly in the last few weeks, Christmas and December. You are on the verge of starting a brand new chapter in your life regarding relationships. I feel for some of you, this may be the beginning of a relationship that will have a lot of weight to it. Something that will be permanent, will have a permanent feel to it, or something that will eventually turn into a deep deeply rooted commitment. You too are being asked to not bring your past drama forward. So because he's harping on this over and over, I feel like whoever I'm talking about, and this is relationships, no jobs right now, many of you are starting or about to start a brand new relationship, and it seems like this relationship has a lot of weight to it. There is at least a potential for it to turn into something much more than casual. What will be critical for you is to make sure that you manage your expectations, and I'll get into what that means, and that you manage your baggage or discard it and don't bring it forward. Any ideas that you've had about relationships from the past, anything that is based on hurt, take the wisdom, but don't bring forward the resentment and unfinished emotional business that you have with your last relationship. Very, very important. In spring, some of you, I see you're either getting married or getting engaged. So for some of you, perhaps you are getting back with somebody, and this time around, there is going to be an engagement or a solidifying of this relationship in a much deeper, much more concrete way. For some of you, I'm seeing the sign of pregnancy. Either this means you will be pregnant, and I'm hearing spring and also March, or what it also signifies is that this is the right time for this relationship to move forward, because last time it was not the right time. For those of you who are coming back with someone, and this someone was in your life before, but it went sideways, I'm being shown that both of you had to go your separate ways in order to experience something separately before you come together again and continue your journey together. So that seems to be a significant piece for you guys. Like I said, no jobs or no money connection here, but and it's rare because I often get more of a general reading, but this seems to be very much a love reading or love or relationship reading, and you guys ask for it. So now let's go with the cards. The first card signifies circumstances that are in the past or were in the past contributing to where you are today. And we have the card called Choose Wisely. This is Cups, this is Emotions, this is Seven of Cups. It is in reverse. So upright, this card, well, pretty self-explanatory. It basically says choose wisely. But in reverse, it signifies that a choice was made, an emotional choice was made that caused a lot of hurt. This is the message I'm getting with this card. So this is in the past. I don't want to spend too much time on it. And maybe the cards will coincide with the message that was first channel message, which is always the best. So let's see where this goes. This is very much a relationship card. It is to do with emotions, and it is I want to say breakup or a heartache. That is what I hear here. He's also asking me to say the word July. So for some of you, and this is a 7, for some of you, maybe there was a heartbreak or a breakup in July of 2016 or other Julys, but there's some connotation here with July or number 7. The next card is what you're facing right now or where you are right now, the energies where you are right now. Beautiful cards. Firm foundations. This card pertains to relationships, health, possessions, money. In a relationship reading, this card signifies that you are in a process of building a brand new foundation, brand new stability. This foundation is at the beginning of its stages. So for some of you, for those of you who are just starting a relationship, it would make sense. It does signify that there is some hard work in front of you. This mountain signifies a challenge. However, he's asking me to look at this person, a very muscular person, signifying endurance, strength. You have what it takes to overcome any challenges facing you. Okay? The triangle here in his back, I don't often talk about this, but he's asking me to look at it. And for some reason today, it looks very, very vivid to me, which normally it doesn't. You are working on, interestingly enough, establishing firm boundaries and firm foundations for yourself. This is foundations within the relationship, but also foundations and boundaries within yourself pertaining to the relationship. Okay? He's asking me to look at the sky here. It is not stormy. The sky is actually quite clear with a little bit of clouds here and there, but these clouds don't look very daunting. They don't signify the storm is coming. They're actually clouds that would look like on a summer day. Basically what this is saying is, yes, there's a relationship here that is at the beginning stages of its whatever the word I'm looking for. Yes, it's going to be work, as everything is, particularly when it comes to relationships. And yes, there are some challenges. However, you have the strength, you have the endurance, and you have now the skills and the tools to be able to deal with whatever will come your way. And they're saying to me, particularly for those of you who are coming back with someone from your past, the reason why you had to go your separate ways is because you had to gain those tools and certain understandings in order to come together, start together your journey, and then have the tools necessary to build the rest of your lives together. So that's where you are right now. The next card is advice. He's asking me to look at advice. So it could be advice, but it could also signify potential possibilities as in future. As an advice, this is 3 of Cups. In its upright position, it's a very beautiful card. People celebrating, emotions are overflowing, people are meeting, joyous, rejoicing. But it is shown to me in reverse. Okay, so as an advice, I will ask what he's saying by this. Interestingly enough, what I'm getting to with this card, what I hear is listen to your intuition. And this is not a message that I would get with a card, with this card. It's not a typical meaning of this card. In reverse or upright. So let me just see if I can get a little bit more. It almost feels like now I get it. Okay. Remember when I said at the very beginning, don't bring your baggage forward? He just reminded me. Apparently with this card in reverse position, what he's saying to me by this is that emotionally you still are looking at things, or there's a potential for you to look at things emotionally based on your past, i.e. your baggage. And you're being asked not to do that. You're being asked to wipe the clean slate. And yes, take wisdom from what happened before, but don't bring the baggage forward. And I'm kind of asking him, well, why is this card in reverse? Like, that's not really the meaning of it. And basically what he's saying to me is, if you choose to bring your baggage forward, you will experience opposite of rejoice and celebration, which is, I'm actually hearing the word defeat. So this is an advice card, but it's a bit of a warning. And the warning is that the first thing I want to say is don't count your blessing, or don't count your chickens before they're hatched, which basically says, this is going to be work. Not everything is a done deal. So that's number one. It doesn't mean it won't work, but there's definitely work. There's definitely work ahead of you. Okay? You have some things to work out. But also, and he showed me an example. Let's say you have a fight or disagreement, or, minor disagreement, and you get into an argument and you say something along the lines of, well, last time you did this, blah, 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 blah. And that's where you get into trouble. Bringing anything forward that belongs in the past is only going to cause you a heartache, not joy. So interesting the way he's putting it, but it is a bit of a warning here. And I want to say, particularly for those of you who are coming back together with someone who you have had a relationship with before, or you've had a connection with before, and it didn't work out for whatever reason, and you parted ways. Particularly for those of you. For those who are starting a brand new relationship, similar message and similar warning, if you will, and that is, don't bring your baggage from your past relationship forward to this relationship. In other words, take those glasses that you have been wearing up until this point and put on fresh ones that will give you a different perspective, or that will allow you to see clearer. If you still have the lenses when in this new relationship, if you have old lenses, you will treat this relationship based on what happened in your past. And again, take the wisdom, but don't take the baggage. So I'm going to stop beating the dead horse, so to speak, because I think you're getting the message. But the overall idea here is you guys are on the brink of starting a relationship, and that is fantastic. I'm assuming you wanted it. You've asked for it. You have opened yourself up for it. For some of you, it came a bit as a surprise. Nonetheless, you were open. So there is a potential here. The time is ripe. They're showing me the pregnancy or the fertility card. So time is ripe for either being pregnant, or time is ripe and fertile for this relationship to blossom. But the warning is, don't stay stuck in the past and don't bring your garbage forward. Because if you do, you're going to be extremely disappointed, and this relationship is going to go nowhere. Okay, so I don't mean to sound very, but that's how he's putting it to me. And sometimes in order to put a message across, it has to be said in a way that gives it an oomph, so that you don't forget. Bottom line is, what's happening here seems to be like a really good thing. And I see that you had lots of disappointments in the past. There's a heartbreak, there's disappointments. This card in reverse showing me from the past that there's been disappointments. And do not walk into this relationship holding on to disappointments that you've experienced. That's the past. Take the tools, take the learning, take the wisdom, put on your glasses, move forward, but leave the baggage behind. Okay, so I'm going to end with that. And of course, this is a general reading, even though it was quite specific to some extent. If it does make sense to you, perfect. If it does not make sense to you, listen to your other signs, because it's impossible for this to make sense for everybody that listens, and there's thousands of you that do. Thank you so much for watching, for sharing, for liking, for subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you again in February. I can't believe I'm saying that word, February 2017. Take care, and I will see you soon.